Hello everybody, it's Goknath from the Crack with Gokulnath YouTube channel. How are you guys? I hope you guys are doing well. So guys, today we're going to see one question which shows the difference between KV power XX and JEE Advanced. So guys, let me start to solve. So guys, this question comes under JEE Advanced. So this is the integration questions. So let me start to solve this question. So the question is, let I is equal to 2 by pi into integral of dx to be 1 plus e to the power of sin x into 2 minus cos 2x from minus pi by 4 to pi by 4. Then find 27 I square equals what? This is the question, guys. So guys, how we are going to solve this question is, I'm going to use our famous King's rule. That is what I'm going to use to solve this question. Just I'm going to use our King's rule in order to evaluate this integral. What our King's rule say? Our King's rule say that, I will take 1 minute rest, guys. Our King's rule say that integration of f of x dx from a to b can be written as integration of f of a plus b minus x of dx from a to b. This is what our King's rule says, right? So integral of f of x dx from a to b can be written as same limits only, but your inside value varies with f of a plus b minus x of dx. This is what our King's rule says. So this is something I'm going to apply in this integral. When I apply in King's rule in this integral, I will write another I as, based on the King's rule, I will write another I as 2 by pi only, same constant only. Then the limits also will be same because a and b will be same, right? This a, this b, this b. So that your limits also same. So minus pi by 4 to pi by 4. Now your inside value will be f of a plus b minus x. F of a plus b minus x is f of minus pi by 4 plus pi by 4 minus x. F of minus pi by 4 plus pi by 4 minus x is f of 0 minus x. F of 0 minus x is nothing but f of minus x. If you want to get the value f of minus x, just put x as minus x in this integral. That is what I am going to do. When you put x as minus x in the integral, you will get the integral as dx only. Then divided by, when you put x as minus x, you will get 1 plus e to the power of sine of minus x. Sine of minus x is nothing but minus sine x only. That's a basic trigonometric formulas. Sine of minus theta is always minus sine theta, if you assume theta as an acute angle. So this would be nothing but minus sine x because I am putting x as minus x. Minus sine x. Then into 2 minus of cos of 2 of minus x. Cos of 2 of minus x will be nothing but cos of minus 2x. Cos of 2x will be anyway, it will be cos 2x only. Why? That's by your trigonometric formula. Cos of minus theta will be always cos theta if you assume theta as a acute angle. So this would be nothing but cos 2x itself. This would be nothing but cos 2x itself because cos of minus 2x is cos 2x only. Now only I told why it is. That's by your trigonometric formulas. So what I did is, just I converted this integral form and I wrote this I as same limits only, same constant only. But I used the f of a plus b minus x, which is King's rule. This would be nothing but f of minus pi by 4 plus pi by 4 minus x, which is f of 0 minus x. F of 0 minus x is f of minus x. In order to get the value f of minus x, just to put x as minus x as the integral, and this is what you will be getting. And this is what you will be getting. Now I will rub this. Now I rub this. This is the King's rule property, guys. Now I rub this. Listen carefully, guys. In the denominator, we are having a term like 1 plus e to the power of minus n x, right? So I am going to solve this term separately. Just I am going to solve this term separately. When I solve this term separately, what you will get is 1 plus e to the power of minus sin x can be written as 1 plus e to the power of sin x divided by sin x divided by e to the power of sin x. I can write like this now, because 1 plus e to the power of minus sin x can be written as 1 plus 1 by e to the power of sin x So this form of expression using your LCM can be written as 1 plus e to the power of sin x divided by e to the power of sin x. That's what I did here also. So this is what I am doing now. So 1 plus e to the power of minus sin x can be written as 1 plus e to the power of sin x to be e to the power of sin x. So that I will replace this term as 1 plus e to the power of sin x to be e to the power of sin x, because both the terms are same. So that is what I am going to do now. Now listen carefully, guys. When I replace like that, what you will get is minus con then divided by e to the power of sin x. Just I am replacing 1 plus e to the power of minus sin x, this expression. So e to the power of sin x. Now listen carefully, guys. I am going to take this e to the power of sin x to the numerator. We can take like that now. If I divide also, I am going to take to the numerator. That's what I am doing before itself. If I am having divided by e to the power of sin x, I can take to the numerator. When you take to the numerator, what you will get? When you take the numerator, what you will get is, listen carefully, guys. Take the numerator, what you will get is e to the power of sin x into dx. This is what you have in the numerator when we take this e to the power of sin x to the numerator, because it is in division format. That is what I am doing. Now, this is a form of integral which I got using your King's rule. Now, I am going to do a very important part. Listen carefully, guys. The thing which I am going to do next is a very important part. Now, listen carefully. What is the need of King's rule? The King's rule is to make the integration easier as much as possible. And even I am using King's rule. Now also it's difficult, right? See here, guys. I am using King's rule. Even though I am having some complicated integral. So the second option which you have is add these two integral forms. That is very important, guys. Add these two integral forms, because I did this many times. In King's rule questions. So you need to add these two integral. If you found this form of integral also difficult, okay, so that is what I am going to do. When you add these two integral, what you will get? I plus I. What is I plus I? 2y. Then 2 by pi, same constant only. Then integral of minus pi by 4 to pi by 4 only. Then same limits, because the same limits are same, so I can add these two integral. Now, as we know, the denominator is same, I can add the numerator directly. When I add the numerator directly, what you will get is 1 plus e to the power of sin x plus e to the power of sin x divided by 1 plus e to the power of sin x into 2 minus cos 2x. This is what you will get when you add these two integrals. Limits will be same, constant is also same, but it becomes 2y, because I plus I is 2i, and if the denominator is same, I can add the numerator directly. Then you will get it as 1 plus e to the power of sin x. How I am getting 1? That's because, guys, if I have dx in the numerator, it means I am having 1 only. That you guys must know. If I am dx, it means I am having 1 in the numerator, and that is something which I am doing now. Now, after adding these two integrals, this form of integral I got. Now I arrived at a form of integral which looks more easier, because, guys, you can cancel out these two terms now. Do you forget that? You can cancel out these two terms now, here dx, right? You can cancel out these two terms now, and that is the beauty of the King's rule and adding these two integral. I told now, guys, if you want to make it easier, add these two integral, and it is happening here. So when I add these two integral, these two terms will be cancelled, and you will be left out with this two also will get cancelled, correct na? 2 by pi means this two will get cancelled, this two terms will get cancelled, and you will be left out with the compressed form of integral from this big form of integral. Now I cancel this 2 and 2, and I got an integral form like I is equal to 1 by pi, because 2 to get cancelled. Then integral of minus pi by 4 only, minus pi by 2 to pi by 4. Minus pi by 4 pi by 4. Next, what you will get? The next thing which you will get is dx divided by 2 minus cos 2x. 2 minus cos 2x. Now listen carefully guys. Listen carefully. I am going to use a property of an integral. Now I will rub this guys. Just I am writing what is left out here. So I am going to use a property of integral. What is that property? Your property is nothing but integration of f of x dx from minus a to plus a can be written as 2 into integration of f of x dx from 0 to a. Integration of f of x dx from minus a to plus a can be written as 2 into integration of f of x dx from 0 to a only when f of x is an even function. Do you guys work at that? This property upholds only when your f of x is an even function. Correct now? Now, is this an even function? Yes. Yes. Because cos of x is an even function, right? How cos of x is an even function? Even function means your f of minus x should be equal to f of x. Here, cos of minus 2x is cos 2x only. Because cos of minus theta is always cos theta when you assume theta as an acute angle. Correct na? So that's what I'm saying. This f of x is an even function. Because cos 2x is an even function. Always cosine is an even function. And that if it's an even function, I can use this property. When I use this property, what will happen is just this minus pi by 4 to pi by 4 change as 0 to pi by 4 by multiplying 2 with the constant. When you multiply 2, you will get 2 by pi. What I am doing? Just the basic thing guys. Integration of f of x dx from minus a to plus a can be written as integration of f of x dx from 0 to a by multiplying 2 in it, and that's what I am also doing here. It looks like a form of minus pi to pi by 4, so I can write it as 0 to a, which is 0 to pi by 4 by multiplying 2 with the constant. When you multiply 2 into 1 by pi, you will get 2 by pi, and that is the basic thing which I am doing now. Now guys, listen carefully. Now what I am going to do is, this property is over. This property is over. Now, can't I write this cos 2x as, listen carefully, cos 2x as 1 minus 2 sin square x. I can write like that now. Cos 2x can be written as 1 minus 2 sin square x. How? That's by your double angle formula. Your double angle formula says that cos 2x is nothing but your cos square x minus sin square x. Cos 2x is nothing but cos square x minus sin square x. Now, if cos 2x is equal to cos square x minus sin square x by your double angle formula, I can write this cos square x as 1 minus sin square x, then minus of sin square x. What I am doing is cos of x is cos square x minus sin square x, that's a double angle formula. Now I can write this cos square x 1 minus sin square x, that's by your Pythagorean identity, because sin square x plus cos square x will give us 1, and that's how I am saying cos square x will be 1 minus sin square x. That is kind of obvious, right? So this can be written as 1 minus 2 sin square x, and that's how I am saying cos of x is 1 minus 2 sin square x. I hope that makes you clear now. So guys, this is what I am saying. This cos of x will be 1 minus 2 sin square x. Now, listen carefully. Now, when I write this cos of x as 1 minus 2 sin square x, what you will get is, I think you will get as 2 minus 1 plus 2 sin square x, right? When you put this cos of x as 1 minus 2 sin square x means, then when you add 2, that means subtract 2, when you will get it as 1 plus 2 sin square x. Correct na guys? This is the basic thing which I am doing. So when you put cos 2x as 1 minus 2 sin square x, this is what you will be getting. Just put your mind calculation. That is all. Now listen carefully. I am going to write this 1 as sin square x plus cos square x. I can write like that na, because 1 is sin square x plus cos square x, which is your Pythagorean identity. That is very important guys. Sin square x plus cos square x can be written as 1. So I can write this 1 as sin square plus cos square x. When I write this 1 as sin square x plus cos square x, what you will get is cos square x plus 3 sin square x. Correct na guys? So this is what you will be getting. Just I am doing all the formulas which I can do up to in the denominator. I am just applying all the trigonometric formulas in the denominator and I arrive this form in this form of integral. So guys, I got 1 plus 2 sine square x. 1 plus 2 sine square x can be written as sine square x plus cos square x plus 2 sine square x, which can be written as cos square x plus 3 sine square x. Just I am writing that 1 as sine square plus cos square x using a Pythagorean identity, and this is what you will be left with the denominator. All the formulas I am doing in the denominator only, that means the trigonometric formulas. Now listen carefully guys, dx means what? That means I am having 1 here, then dx will be here, correct now? Dx means I am having 1 here and dx outside. Now what I am going to do is I am going to divide cos square x on both numerator and denominator. Just I am going to divide cos square x on both numerator and denominator. When I divide cos square x on both numerator and denominator, what you will get? I is equal to 2 by pi only. 2 by pi only. Then limits, I think limits will also be same. So I will be equal to 2 by pi into integral of 0 to pi by 4 only. Then when I divide cos square x on both numerator and denominator, what you will get is at the denominator when you divide cos square x, you will get 1 by cos square x. 1 by cos square x secant square x. That's the ratios. That's your simple ratios. So 1 by cos square x is secant square x. The basic thing guys, just I am dividing cos square x on both the numerator and denominator. When I divide cos square x on denominator, what you will get is 1 plus 3 tan square x. This is what the form of expression which will be left out when you divide cos square x on both numerator and denominator. So 1 by cos square x will be secant square x. Cos square x divided by cos square x will be 1. 3 sin square x divided by cos square x will be 3 tan square x. Simple as that. Now listen carefully guys. After dividing cos square x on both numerator and denominator, now I am going to do the substitution. What I am going to do is I am going to take, here I will write, I am going to take tan x as t. I am going to take tan x as t. If I take tan x as t, then secant square dx will be, secant square x dx will be dt. Correct na guys? If I take tan x as t, then your secant square dx, secant square x dx will be dt. How? That's because dt is a differentiation of t, which is differentiation of tan x, which is nothing but your secant square x. Not only that, then dx, this will give us dt. This you guys are must needed to know. This and all I can't explain. You guys itself needed to know. When I substitute tan x as t, secant square x dx will be dt. So I will put those values in this integral. When I put those values, what you will get is I is equal to 2 by pi only into integral on the same to 0 to pi by 4. Then secant square x dx will be nothing but dt. Correct na? That's why I found the dt value. Because secant square x dx will be dt. So this value I can put it as dt because I am having the numerator I am having secant square x dx. The denominator what you will get is 1 plus 3t square. 1 plus 3t square because 3 into tan square x. If tan x is equal to t means tan square x will be t square. That's obvious. And numerator will be dt because secant square dx form you are having. Now I will rub this guys. Now try to understand. Do you guys notice a mistake that I done here? Do you guys notice the mistake that I done here? I hope you guys would find what is the mistake I done here. The limits are from 0 to pi by 4 only. Before I have 0 to pi by 4. Again I wrote the limits are 0 to pi by 4. I am wrong right guys. I am wrong. I am not correct. Again I wrote the limits are 0 to pi by 4. So your limits will not be same as 0 to pi by 4 as such in the before integral. Your limits will not be same as 0 to pi by 4 because I am putting tan x as t, or if I am putting any expression in any variable, your limit should must vary based on the expressions you are trying to put for that particular variable. Here I am putting tan x as t means how your variable changes. This limit will occur the t's value. This limit will occur the t's value. What is t? That is tan x. In the denominator, in the lower limit, if I am g means 0 means, then what will be a t value for the lower limit? That will be tan 0. Tan 0 is 0 only. Now for the upper limit, how you will put the limit? That would be tan of pi by 4. Tan of pi by 4 is 1. Correct na guys? I hope that makes you clear. Tan x is equal to t. So this limit value acquires the t's value. T's value is tan x. So tan 0 is 0 here. Tan pi by 4 is 1 here. And that's how you should choose the limit. Okay guys. So this is to show how you guys will do the mistake in exam. Okay. So when I put tan x as t, this is how your limits will change. Now listen carefully. In the denominator, I am going to take 3 common. When you take 3 common, what you will get is 3 into 1 by 3 plus t square. This is what you will get when you take your 3 common from the denominator. Now I am going to take 3 outside the integral itself. Now I am going to take 3 outside the integral itself. When I take 3 outside the integral, what you will get is 2 by 3 pi. Just I am writing, taking 3 outside the integral after taking from the denominator. After taking the denominator, I am taking 3 outside the integral. When I take 3 outside the integral, get it as 2 by 3 pi. Now this integral can be done as 2 by 3 pi into integral of 0 to 1, because your limits will change, then dt by, now listen carefully guys, this is where your formulas will come. This is where how much exposure you have comes. So see here, I am having 1 by 3 plus t square. So I am going to write this 1 by 3 as 1 by root 3 whole square. I am going to write this 1 by 3 as 1 by root 3 whole square, then plus t square. This is a basic thing which I am doing. I am just writing 1 by 3 as 1 by root 3 whole square. Why? That's because in order to use the formula of integration of dx to be a square plus x square is equal to 1 by a of tan of x by a. That's a formula. That's a formula. Because it looks like a form of integration of dx to be a square plus x square, and that is why I'm doing this. So what your formula says, integration of dx divided by a square plus x square is equal to 1 by a of tan inverse of x by a. In order to use this formula of an integral, I am doing all such things. That is why I wrote 1 by 3 as 1 by root 3 whole square plus t square. Then only a square plus x square will have poles for the denominator. Now guys, I will rub this. So here your a square is 1 by root 3 square and x square is t square. I hope that makes you clear on how to match. A is 1 by root 3 and t is x square. Okay, a is 1 by root 3 and x is t. Now when you use this formula, just solve this definite integral, you get 2 by 3 pi a into 1 by a. What is 1 by a? 1 by root 3. 1 by root 3 is root 3 only. Then tan inverse of x by a. X by a is t by 1 by root 3. T divided by 1 by root 3 is t root 3 only. Just what I am doing, just I am solving using this formula of integration of dx by a square plus x square is equal to 1 by a of tan of x by a plus some constant. So 1 by a will be 1 by root 3, which is root 3. Tan inverse only. Then x by a will be t divided by 1 by root 3. T divided by 1 by root 3 will be root 3 only. And that's why I am getting it as tan inverse of t root 3. Now, don't forget to put these limits. Don't forget to put these 0 to 1 limits. This is what most people will do. They will write all the steps. This much steps you completed. This is like a big reward for you. Because guys, so much things you did. How much properties, how much formulas. Now people will forget to put the limits and gone. Then gone. So don't do this. Put the limits as 0 to 1. That is what most people will do the mistake. So when you put the limits, what you will get is, I think you will get is 2 by 3 pi a into root 3 into, when you put 1 in place of t, just solve this different integral guys. When you put 1 in place of t, you will get it as tan inverse of 1 into root 3. Tan inverse of root 3 will be nothing but pi by 3. That is pi by 3. What I am doing, just guys, simple thing guys. Just I am solving this different integral by putting 1 in place of this t. When you put 1 in place of t, you will get root 3 into tan inverse of 1 into root 3. Tan of 1 into root 3 will be tan inverse of root 3. Tan of root 3 is pi by 3 because tan pi by 3 only will give us 3. Now with the lower limit is 0, so no need to evaluate the value of the lower limit by substituting it. So no need. So just find out this value and this will give the value of I. So this pi, this will get cancelled and you will get the value as 2 root 3 by 9. This is your I. So guys, I found this value of I which is 2 root 3 by 9 by so much steps, right? This is the beauty of integration, guys. I like it. And this is a JEE advanced question. Then definitely it should be like that. So much steps, so much formula, so much property. It's a brilliant question, guys. So you will get the value of I as 2 root 3 by 9. If your I is 2 root 3 by 9, they're asking 27 I square. So 27 I square will be 27 into I square. If I is this value, I is equal to this value means then I square will be 2 root 3 divided by 9 whole square. 2 root 3 divided by 9 whole square will be 4 into 3. 4 into 3, 12. Then 9 square will be 81. So this one 3. So your answer will be 12 by 3 is equal to 4. Just solve it, guys, because I is equal to 2 root 3 by 9. Put the value of I as 2 root 3 by 9. Then find the value of 27 I square and you will get the answer as 4. This is the JEE advance. This is JEE advance. So the answer for this question is 4, guys. So the answer for this question is 4. So that's all about this question. And I solved this. This is a JEE advanced question. So your answer is 4, guys. Now I had solved JEE advanced question. Now let us solve KVPY SX question so that you will be get more exposed to it. So guys, and this is a very good question, guys. So after solving the KVPY question, you guys will be able to know what is the difference between them. So let me solve the KVPY SX question. Our KVPY SX question is integration of root of 1 minus x square minus x divided by root of 1 minus x square of 1 plus x into root of 1 minus x square of dx. This is the indefinite integration question, guys. So guys, what is the main twist of this question is the value of x that you are gonna take is the main twist of this question. So here you are going to take x as a trigonometric ratios. That is a clue which I am giving. So what ratio I am going to take is I am going to take x as sine theta. What is the reason behind taking x as sine theta? That is where your exposure comes. See here, guys. As a numerator, if I take x as sine theta only, I have root of 1 minus x square, which is root of 1 minus sine square theta, which is root of cos square theta. Root of cos square theta is cos theta. This form of integral is simplifying and compressing into a smaller form. So you evaluate all the values of x as sine theta, then you will be compressed into a small form of integral. That is how your thinking should be. That is why I am taking x as sine theta. When I take x as sine theta, what you will get is, you will get it as integral of root of 1 minus x square, which is root of 1 minus sin square theta. Root of 1 minus sin square theta is root of cos square theta. Root of cos square theta is cos theta only. Is cos theta only. Then minus of x, so x is your sine theta. Then divided by root of 1 minus x square, which is root of 1 minus sin square theta. Root of 1 minus sin square theta is root of cos square theta. Root of cos square theta is cos theta only. Then into 1 plus x is your sin theta. The root of 1 minus x square when your x is sin theta is cos theta. This is what you will be getting when you put x as sin theta. Numerator will be cos theta minus sin theta divided by cos theta of 1 plus sin theta cos theta. This is a form of integral which you will get when you put x as sin theta. What will be dx? Your dx should also vary. If you put x as sin theta or I am putting x as any expression, your dx should also vary. How your dx will be vary? Very simple thing, guys. If your x as sin theta means dx will be the differentiation of x, which is differentiation of sin theta. What is the differentiation of sin theta? That is cos theta. A simple formula. Not only that, then d theta. Don't forget this d theta. What most people will do is they will put x as sin theta and they will write dx as cos theta. That is not correct. But where is d theta? Don't do that mistake. If x is equal to sin theta, mean dx will be differentiation of this, which is cos theta. Because derivative of sin theta is cos theta, then d theta should come. Now what will be this dx? This dx will be nothing but cos theta d theta. This will be your dx. Correct na guys? X is equal to sin theta means dx will be cos theta d theta. Now see here, this cos theta will get cancelled. So now if I'm taking x as tan theta and your dx will be cos theta d theta, so much values are getting cancelled and it makes your job easier. And that is what your motive is. That is what all of the motive is. If you make it as integral easier as much as possible, then only you get good marks. Then only you can solve this question correctly. Correct na? Because that is what the motive of everybody who is solving this question. So this is what I did. Now listen carefully guys. This is where one important part comes. Your cos theta and cos theta will get cancelled means, so I can cancel out this. So you will not have this cos theta and all. You will not have this cos theta. So only you will be left with the integral of cos theta minus sin theta of d theta divided by 1 plus sin theta cos theta. So guys, this is where I am going to use a quite unexpected formula. The formula which I am going to use now is a quite unexpected one. You guys, maybe I don't know. You guys would know that formula or don't know. But if you don't know, learn it now. So what the formula is, sin theta cos theta can be written as sin theta plus cos theta whole square minus 1 divided by 2. This is the formula which I was telling as an unexpected one. Quite unexpected one. So sin theta cos theta can be written as sin theta plus cos theta whole square minus 1 divided by 2, because both are same guys. Use find the value of sin theta plus cos theta whole square using your a plus b whole square, then subtract 1 from it, then you will get 2, then you subtract 1 from it, then divide it by 2, then you will get sin theta plus cos theta. If you want the proof, I will say the proof. When you do this, you will get sin square theta plus a cos square theta plus a cos square theta plus 2 sin theta cos theta, theta by cos theta, then you will have minus 1, then divided by 2 guys. This sin square theta plus cos square theta, I think I put x, right? I think I put x. This is theta. So sin square theta plus cos square theta is 1. So this and this 1 will get cancelled. So 2 sin theta cos theta divided by 2 will be sin theta cos theta. And that's how I am saying if sin theta cos theta can be written sin theta plus cos theta whole square minus 1 divided by 2. I hope that makes, I think here it does. Yes guys. I hope that makes you clear. So now only I have proved this. So sin theta cos theta can be written sin theta plus cos theta whole square minus 1 divided by 2. That's all. Now, therefore, I can write this integral as integration of cos theta minus a sin theta divided by 1 plus, we are having a form like sin theta cos theta, right? That is why I told this formula. That is why I told this quite unexpected one. So we are having a form like sin theta cos theta. So I can write this form as sin theta plus cos theta whole square minus 1 divided by 2. Now when I write like that, what you will get? Sin theta plus cos theta. 1 minute guys. Plus cos theta whole square minus 1 divided by 2. Just I am using the formula of sin theta cos theta, which is equal to sin theta plus cos theta whole square minus 1 divided by 2, and that's how I am replacing this value as this one using this formula. Now I am going to use your substitution method. Which you guys are most familiar with. Now when you use the substitution method, what I am going to do is I am going to take sin theta plus cos theta as t. This is the substitution which I am going to take. Usually we only take a single ratio as some t, but now I am taking sin theta plus cos theta t. So furthermore, your integration will be more easier. Okay guys, if I am taking sin theta plus cos theta as t. Now I am taking very big expression as a t value. That means your integration is going to become easier and you are going to solve the question. And you are going to solve the question easily. So if I take sin theta plus cos theta as t, how this integral will be? This integral will be, guys, here it should be d theta, right? D theta, I should write d theta here. So cos theta minus sin theta d theta, it will be 1 plus sin theta plus cos theta whole square minus 1 divided by 2. This is what you are having. If I take sin theta plus cos theta t, how this integral will change? Now listen carefully. If sin theta plus cos equal to t means, then cos theta minus sin theta d theta will be nothing but dt. Correct na guys? If sin theta plus cos theta is equal to t means, then cos theta minus sin theta d theta will be dt. Why? That's because dt is a differentiation of t. So differentiation of sin theta is cos theta. Differentiation of cos theta is minus sin theta. So they are same in sync. If they are same in sync, I am correct. So if this is t means, then cos theta minus sin theta of dt will be dt of d theta will be dt. So because sin theta differentiation is cos theta differentiation minus sin theta, then d theta should be equal to dt, because dt is a differentiation of this value. When you differentiate and find the derivative, you will get this function only. You will get this expression only. So in the numerator, I am having a form like cos theta minus sin theta d theta. Correct now? If I am having the numerator as cos theta minus sin theta d theta, I can write it as dt itself. And that is why I found the value of dt. So cos theta minus sin theta d theta will be dt, and that's how I am replacing this value as dt, because t's differentiation is this value. So cos theta minus sin theta d theta will be dt. Now what will be this value? This value will be nothing but sin theta plus cos theta is equal to t means, then I think you will get as t square minus 1 divided by 2. Just the basic thing guys, I am just putting sin theta plus cos theta as t. Then this is what the form of expression you will be getting when you put cos theta minus sin theta d theta as dt. So this will be dt, then 1 only, then sin theta plus cos theta is equal to t, and that's why I am putting it as t. Then they are given square, right? So that's why this t square minus 1 divided by 2. Now this is what you will be getting when I put sin theta plus cos theta as t. Now this question is a easy question. So I can write this as dt divided by 1 plus t square divided by 2. Correct na? When you just find the LCM and evaluate, you will get it as 1 plus t square divided by 2. Now I am going to take this 2 to the numerator. I can take like that na. Because if we divide also, I am going to take it to the numerator. So I am correct. I am in right path. I am going in the correct and right path. So I can take this 2 to the numerator, because we are having division here. This and all I should not explain. It's a basic thing which you guys need to know. So divided by 2 means I can take to the numerator. That's what I did. Now I will take 2 outside the integral. I'm going to take 2 outside the integral because it's a constant. Now just evaluate it. If you evaluate, I think you will get it as 2 tan inverse of t plus some constant. This is what you will get when you just find the value of this integral. How I am saying? That's by the formula. Integration of dx by a square plus s square is equal to 1 by a of tans of x by a. So this looks like a form of integration of dx by a square plus s square is equal to 1 by a of tans of x by a. 1 by a is what? 1 by a is 1 by 1. So 1 by 1 is 1. So I did not write that. Then tan inverse I wrote. Then what is x by a? X by a is t divided by 1. So t divided by 1 is t, because this 1 is nothing but 1 square. So t by 1 is t plus some constant. So guys, I will write the formula here itself. Integration dx it will be a square plus x square can be written as 1 by a of tan inverse of x by a plus some constant. Correct na? Correct na? So that's why I am saying this 1 is your a and this t is your x. Using that formula, 1 square plus t square is a denominator. This can be written as 1 by a, which is 1 by 1. I did not wrote that 1. So it will be, I did not wrote that 1 because 1 by 1 is 1. It's a simple thing. Then tan inverse of x by a will be t by 1. T by 1 is t itself. T by 1 is t plus some constant. I am just using this formula. Integration of dx by a square plus s square is equal to 1 by of tans of x by a plus some constant. That's how I am evaluating this integral into this form. Now these questions are very easy question. So what I took as t? I took sin theta plus cos theta as t, right? Correct na? Here only I took sin theta plus cos theta t, then plus some constant. So guys, I'm just about putting the value of t as sin theta plus cos theta, because don't think that if I put sin theta plus cos theta t, then I don't need to consider the sin theta cos theta. Don't have that mindset. This is to just make your integration easier. This is not to erase your sin theta and cos theta. Just to make integration easier, at the last you need to put the value of t as sin theta plus cos theta, and that is something I'm doing now. So your t is sin theta plus cos theta, then you add this constant, and guys, then this can be written as 2 tan inverse of where? What is sin theta? That is x. Because at the beginning of question itself I took x as sin theta. Then what is cos theta? That is root of 1 minus x square. From the question itself I am saying your cos theta is root of 1 minus x square, and this is the answer for this question. And this is the answer for the question. What I did is your sin theta is nothing but your x. At the beginning of question itself I told x is sin theta. Then what is root of 1 cos theta? Your cos theta is root of 1 minus x square, because root of 1 minus sin square theta is cos theta. We have basic identity wise and square root wise. So this would cos theta is root of 1 minus x square when your x is sin theta, and that's why I'm saying this sin theta plus cos theta can be written as x plus root of 1 minus x square. That's all. That's all, as simple as that. So this is the answer for the question, guys. So that's all, guys. And this is a KVP question which I did. And what you need to understand is there is not a huge difference between the KVP and JEE Advanced. They are both same, guys. People who study maths and physics up to JEE Advanced level, they can really crack KVP SX, because KVP SX mostly like JEE Advanced, because calculus is included a lot. But in SA you just have geometry, that and all 9th 10th portion, not come for JEE Advanced. So KVP SX is mostly related to JEE Advanced. There is no huge difference between. So that is why we say if you prefer for JEE Advanced, then you should clear KVPY. So keep it in your mind, guys. So that's all, guys. That's all about the question. So this is the answer. I hope you guys would have enjoyed the session, and I hope you guys would understand what is the difference between the KVPY and JEE Advanced. So that's all, guys. Thank you. Make education simple.